Dawn broke gray and cold over Morrison Ranch, painting the snow-covered pastures in muted silvers. Jake hadn't slept. He'd spent the night watching the security monitors, a cup of black coffee growing cold in his hand, while Sarah slept fitfully on the leather couch in his study. The flash drive sat on his desk like a loaded gun. He'd watched the footage 3 times now, each viewing making his stomach turn harder. The security cameras from the Hartwell Institute showed patients arriving coherent and leaving as hollow shells. But the worst part wasn't what he saw, it was who he recognized. Senator Patricia Vance, the whistleblower who'd suddenly recanted her testimony about defense contractor corruption. She'd walked into Hartwell lucid and determined. She'd walked out 3 days later speaking in carefully rehearsed talking points, her eyes vacant. Judge Harold Banks, who'd inexplicably reversed his ruling on a major pharmaceutical lawsuit. Same pattern. And Dr. Rebecca Santos, the CDC researcher who tried to expose contaminated vaccine batches, until she suddenly claimed her own research was flawed and disappeared from public view. "You're watching it again." Jake turned to find Sarah standing in the doorway, wearing one of his flannel shirts over jeans his housekeeper had found for her. Even cleaned up, she looked fragile, but her eyes were sharp and alert. "How many?" he asked quietly. "That I know of. 47 over the past 3 years. But those are just the ones I could identify from my security clearance." Sarah moved to the window, scanning the horizon with the practiced wariness of prey. "The real number is probably in the hundreds." Jake's jaw tightened. "How does it work?" "Targeted electromagnetic stimulation combined with pharmaceutical cocktails. They can isolate specific memory centers and either suppress them or overwrite them with implanted experiences. The technology has existed for years, but Hartwell perfected it. And the government knows." Sarah's laugh was bitter. "Jake, the government is his biggest client. How do you think inconvenient witnesses suddenly forget what they saw? How do you think whistleblowers lose their nerve overnight?" Before Jake could respond, his security system chimed. A vehicle was approaching the main gate, a black sedan with government plates. "They found us," Sarah whispered, her face going pale. Jake was already moving to his gun safe. Not necessarily. But his hand was steady as he loaded the rifle. Years of hunting had taught him patience, and right now, patience might keep them alive. The sedan stopped at the gate. 2 men in dark suits got out, their movements casual but alert. Jake recognized the type, federal agents, but which agency was anyone's guess. His intercom crackled. "Mr. Morrison. Agent Davidson, FBI. We need to speak with you about a missing person." "Sarah Chen," Jake said quietly. "They're playing it official." Sarah shook her head. "The FBI isn't involved. These are Hartwell's people using federal credentials. I've seen them before." Jake made a decision that surprised even him. He activated the intercom. "Gentlemen, this is private property. You'll need a warrant to proceed beyond the gate." There was a pause. Then Agent Davidson's voice returned, colder now. "Mr. Morrison, we have reason to believe you're harboring a dangerous individual. Dr. Chan is a psychiatric patient who poses a risk to herself and others." "Funny," Jake replied. "She seems perfectly rational to me." The silence stretched for 30 seconds. Then the agents got back in their car and drove away. "They'll be back," Sarah said. "With more people. And next time they won't bother with the polite approach." Jake nodded. "Then we don't give them the chance." He was already reaching for his phone. "I've got a friend who owes me a favor. Marcus Webb. He used to run Black Ops before he went private." "Jake, you don't understand what you're getting into. These people have unlimited resources. They can make problems disappear. Permanently." He looked at her. This brilliant woman who'd risked everything to expose the truth. "Then it's a good thing I've got unlimited resources too. And unlike them, I'm not afraid to use them for something right." As he dialed Marcus's number, Jake Morrison realized his transformation was complete. The man who'd spent 62 years accumulating wealth was about to spend it all on something far more valuable: the truth. But first they had to survive long enough to tell it. Outside, storm clouds were gathering again, and Jake couldn't shake the feeling that the real tempest was just beginning.